Yes, time for another air pistol replica, and this time we're looking at a replica of a Russian semi-automatic pistol. And before we have a closer look at the actual replica, let me tell you a little bit about the gun that this is a replica of. And this information is taken from Wikipedia. Now, this is a Russian Makarov, or PM, which I believe stands for Pistolet Makarov, and I apologise if I'm totally ruining the pronunciation. Now, this semi-automatic pistol, simple blowback design, fixed barrel, was adopted by the USSR in 1951 as a standard issue sidearm, and it was issued to non-commissioned officers, police, special forces, tank and air crews. It remained in frontline service with the Soviet military and police until and beyond the end of the USSR in 1991. Variants of the pistol remain in production in Russia, China and Bulgaria to this day. So it's had a long run and it's been very, very successful and adopted by many Eastern Bloc countries. In 2003, it was formally replaced by the PYA pistol. But as of 2016, large numbers of Makarov pistols are still in Russian military and police service. As I said, the pistol was also used many Eastern European and former Soviet republics. So it's been widely adopted and it's a very, very successful pistol. So this particular replica is made by KWC and is a full blowback version, so it operates in the same way as the actual real pistol does. So let's have a close look at it. The KWC replica is all metal construction apart from the grips, which are plastic, which again is very similar to the real firearm because originally the grips would have been Bakelite on the first production model Makarovs, but again the rest of it's all metal construction. The replica is a CO2 powered .177 caliber BB only firing gun, and it has a dropout magazine. It's pretty much the standard configuration that you get with semi-auto pistols these days. Dropout magazine, and I'll take that out and you can have a look at it. Yeah, standard configuration. The CO2 cartridge goes in the slot there. There is a Allen headed grub screw in the bottom which you tighten up, and that pushes the CO2 cartridge into the valve and pierces the CO2 cartridge. The BBs are loaded in a sprung loaded slot in the front of the magazine. You just slide this down like that, and then you drop the BBs in here and then release the slide, basically. So that's pretty standard configuration for these semi-automatic blowback air pistols. What else? Right, well, we have the safety here, which works similarly to the real Makarov, except that on the real Makarov, if you've got it in fire, which is the red dot showing, and you've got the hammer cocked like that, when you move it into safe, it decocks the gun, which on the air pistol it doesn't actually do. But that's only that's just a small difference, not a great one at all. Let's have a look at the rest of it. Now, the Makarov is single action trigger, so you cannot cock it by squeezing the trigger. You have to rack the slide and it will stay open because it's an empty magazine. This is the slide release, which cocks the hammer, or you can simply cock the hammer manually like that. So yeah, single action trigger. As I say, it's got the slide release, and this is the slide release on the same on the actual firearm. Look at, there's very little to see on the other side. It's very plain. It does have the ejection port, which is nice. Quite often a lot of these, let's pull this back a bit. Quite often a lot of these semi-auto pistols, they don't have that, but yes, that is actually a port. Doesn't do anything, but it's nice to have it. So, what else? On the actual firearm, the trigger guard here is hinged, and it is also on this replica. So you can pull the trigger guard down like that, and this is actually the takedown lever. Right. So if we hold the trigger guard down, move the slide back, lift up at the back, pull forward, and it should. Come on. Why does it never work when you want it to? Okay, there we go. Right. Now we can remove the slide, the barrel shield and the spring. So it is in fact fully field strippable, just like the original gun, and as I said, the Makarov has a fixed barrel, which is what you see here. And obviously putting it back together is just the reverse of stripping it down. But I always like the facility. KWC quite often do this on their replica pistols. The ability to actually field strip it is really nice. And while we've got it stripped down, we'll have a close look at the slide and the top of the receiver. So there you go. That's the top of the main body of the gun. And there's the slide. Not an awful lot really to see in there, but if anyone's interested, there you go. The other thing I like about this is all too often the slides are loose on these guns. Now there is a little bit of play in it, but very, very, very small amount. So it's quite nice and stiff, which is great, which is just what you want. So that's really about all there is to show you on the actual pistol. So I guess the next thing is let's get on and do some shooting with it. Well, as usual for the shooting, I'm going to be using the Birchwood and KC shoot and see targets. These are great because they show up so well on the camera when you hit, and we'll be using the Webley Accu BBs, which are copper coated lead BBs. I really like these because they seriously reduce the sort of ricochet that you get with standard steel BBs. As a size comparison, there's the Makarov next to my Remington 1911. As you can see, it's a considerably smaller gun, much smaller. But of course, the 1911 has an articulating barrel. It moves up and down when a shell is loaded, whereas the Makarov has a fixed barrel. So although it's shorter, it's still fairly accurate for an automatic pistol. These were pretty accurate. Right, let's get on and do some shooting. Yeah, not too shabby for a replica pistol. That one, the first shot, complete and utter fluke. Bullseye, I never get bullseye, so that was just a fluke. Proven by the second shot, which missed the target completely. So, but again, not a bad grouping. I mean, there should be 16 on there, but there is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are at least 3 flyers that didn't get there. But that's not a bad grouping. It's shooting a little low. But again, like I said, these are not target pistols. These are replica air pistols. Well, that about wraps it up for the KWC Makarov PM. It's a really, really nice pistol. It's not too heavy, although it is accurate weight. It's not too heavy. It's very nice to hold. It's very easy to shoot. And I would thoroughly recommend this. If you're into replica air pistols, this is a really nice one. As always, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.